Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Holiday Doc and I said it. Had to be said. EGL casters fucking were amazing. I loved the event. I can't say enough good things about the event. It was truly awesome to see what these guys over there on the other side of the pond are doing. And I tricked you with the title of the commentary. You know why? Because I want to get more viewers, because I think you guys should hear what I have to say. So, big congratulations to EGL for doing everything they did for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, keeping us, at least the competitive guys, somewhat alive in the community, in the public, and I, once again, can't say enough good things about it. One thing I was so surprised about was the audience interaction. There was actually people in the audience watching the stage. Blew me away. Couldn't believe what was going on. Because at MLG events, if you've ever seen a crowd shot at Call of Duty, it is scary. There's like 8 people, and they're all like, I'm only sitting over here because all the StarCraft side is full, so I'm sitting over here watching StarCraft. That's exactly it. I hate to do it, but that's what it seems like. So I am so glad that EGL and those guys over in the UK can support the game, support our teams worldwide, and I'm really excited. I had a lot of fun watching the stream too. You know, casters did a bang up job. I wish I had a UK voice or a British accent, because it just makes it sound better. They could be talking about nothing on the screen, and it sounds like something good and epic is about to happen. Like James Bond is about to pop out of this motherfucker and shoot everybody on the screen. That's how good it was sounding. And I apologize. I don't know their names all that well, but they were doing a bang-up job. I can't, those guys, awesome job. And commentators at events receive so much flack. Every time they make a mistake, they slip up, they don't know something, they mess up on a fact or something, they mess up a name. They never stop hearing about it, and I don't want to be one of those guys, because that's just irritating. Constructive criticism is great, but give it a few days after the event. Give these guys a pat on the back. Give all the event producers a pat on the back before you start saying, "Oh, you could have done this better. Well, why didn't you do this? Well, geez, I could have done that. I could have done that better." And I know, I saw my Twitter feed filling up with people like, I could have commentated that a little better. And, I'm going to be honest, I even threw a comment in there myself. And the comment I'm referring to is, I would have liked to have seen Revan or another American caster in the finals to make it a little bit more balanced. Because the only thing that I felt was a little bit off with the commentating at times, it felt like it was a little bit biased, and you can't blame them. You really can't. These guys are the UK home guys. They want their UK team to win, but I know from experience that anytime that you're going to be a little bit biased or a lot of bit biased on any sort of teams in a match that a lot of people are watching, you're going to hear about it. Look at MLG Columbus, where I was cheering on Fear like crazy. I was hearing about that for months. I just wish I could have gone back and be like, I'm not cheering for any teams. I like all of them equal. Because that's how much flack I got. So I know from a commentator to another commentator, you have your team favorites, but you gotta be careful. You gotta play it a little bit safe and try to appeal to a more broad audience. And that's just me coming from being there, been there, done that. And if I could go back, believe me, there's a lot of things that I would want to fix about my own commentary. So I'm not dissing these guys by any means. So all the EGL staff, all the EGL teams that participated, thank you. It was really good, exciting. And I can't wait for another EGL. I think they definitely made MLG rethink their Call of Duty game as far as production value and audience retention. There were some things that, that made the venue a lot better from what I heard from the tweets that were going on. If you weren't watching a match, you could go over to different things. You could watch some Halo that was going down. You could go over or play some Halo. You could do other things. You could interact with the teams. It was a smaller venue, so it felt like everybody was much more approachable. I think that was really good. I'd like to see, something like that set up, where the COD guys are a little bit more squished together, so it seems like we're closer, talk to people, find them, reach out to them, and stuff like that. I think that's a good idea. EGL is just a bang-up event. If you guys have things that you really liked about EGL, or things that you didn't really like about EGL. Leave a comment down below. We can interact. We can talk about it. If there's enough feedback, hey, might even do a follow-up video. Maybe grab somebody from the comment section that is opinionated enough to come on the show and talk to me about it. Viewer interaction is what it is all about, my friend. And the teams, let's talk about the placements. Optic did not finish first. Surprise, surprise. I really did. Honestly, I would have put my money on Optic winning it. Second place is still pretty good. I don't know why anybody would feel bad for the team or say anything bad about their team. They came in second place, big whoop, and Fearless there with a 3-piece. Even though one of them was on his teammate, no big deal, bro. Good play there. I was really entertained. I don't know what else to talk about. It was just, I think I blew through this commentary a little too quickly. That's what she said. But what about the event really stuck out for me? If that was a question that you guys are asking me, I would answer it and say the overall, just quality. I didn't feel like there was a lot of downtime. It felt like the stream was fairly fluid. I didn't feel things were pushed along too quickly either. And the gameplay was great. Lots of teams out there made for very interesting matches. And the rivalries, I think that was one thing about everything that made it more entertaining, is there was that US versus UK rivalry. And the chat section got a little bit ridiculous at times, but it made for a more interesting event. It was like the World Cup, I guess you could say, for soccer, where everybody's like nations cheering for their own team. So it made everybody, just go that much harder, I think. It was really good. I'd really like to see MLG come back for Black Ops 2 and start to put in a little bit more effort. And I'm not saying they didn't put enough effort in for Black Ops, but I think there's so much more we could do with the community and with these events. I think definitely with the seeding points, I'd like to see pro teams play a little bit later, like Saturday, Sunday, and AM teams and stuff. Well, that's a full another thing. I kind of got caught up in that. I was talking with the chat for a while about different ways to set up how these teams play throughout the events and seed points and stuff like that, and eventually championship matches or championship lands where guys are invite only, smaller venue, more produced, kind of like more of a I'm getting into things I shouldn't be, but I'd like to see a big production value event at the end of like a season, and you throw like 8 teams together. The MLG pays all their ways there, so we don't have teams that can't find sponsor issues, because I know that's one thing that screwed some potential teams that would have loved to have gone to EGL that just couldn't for financial reasons, and we don't have enough sponsors. But once again, that's another topic for another commentary, because I'll just go off on a freaking rant about how these things should be different, and it's kind of terrible. Well, there's a tweet I'm looking for here real quick that I wanted to reply to about EGL. Yes, it was, I heard a tweet. Now, I turned off the actual stream, so I did not witness this myself. And this is, again, going back to the commentators and, catching flack for things that you say that may have been a mistake. And I know, once again, I've been on the side of the hate from commentating events. So I'm just being honest, being real. It sucks when things are said that you didn't really mean or are taken wrong or out of context. But apparently, from what I read on a couple different tweets, is the EGL casters deemed the UK team that won the ultimate Modern Warfare 3 champions of the game. Now, to me, if you win one event, that's not really saying you're the ultimate champions of the game. That just doesn't make sense to me. I would have called another team that was also at the event the undisputed Modern Warfare 3 champions. They were just dominant at every LAN event they've gone to. If we put it into point standings, they would be first place. And yes, it's Optic. Come on now. These guys are a bang-up team, and they're wonderful to watch. They have so much appeal to the wide range of audience out there that follows competitive. I think that's, they're going to be successful for a long time. And, a lot of teams may not split up after that event, and I really, really hope Optic stays together, because these guys have established a huge fan base now, and I think that's going to give them a ton of momentum going into Black Ops 2, and I wish them the best. And once again, finishing out this commentary, thank you, EGL, for producing a top-notch viewing experience for Call of Duty competitive enthusiasts. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Holiday Duck, and I'm out of here!